Good morning, guys. Top of the morning to you. It's 8:04:06 a.m. Central Time, guys. We're coming at you live from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, guys. This is voice Eric V, and guess what, guys? I'm the voice and the moderator of the FutureSquawk Squawk and broadcast from here alongside the S&P Pits, guys. We are seeing a little bit of selling in the overnight session, guys. After that big bid up we saw yesterday, guys, we got above the previous swing highs in the ES. We got above previous swing highs by a significant amount in that YM, guys, and that Nasdaq has been lagging, so has the Russell. So top half of our screen, guys, top half of our screen, the ESZ8 and the YMZ8, yeah, are seeing sustained trade above that previous high, no doubt about it. And that Nasdaq has yet been unable to see anything above that last swing high. And what else, guys? And that Russell's still failing initiative out of balance. So we have two that are still initiative out of that previous all-time high swing that we had. Two of them that are, and two of them that are not. So, guys, let's go ahead and let's just take a look here, guys. Let's take a look and see what we're seeing on the ES. Let's let me blow up that screen. Those of you guys who are following on YouTube, no charts, you know it. But those of you guys who are subscribers, you guys should be able to see my screen. You should be able to be following along. Join me as we do. Here we go, guys. First thing is on the 4-hour time frame. I'm not really sure, so let me explain where I'm having a little bit of issue on this on the 4-hour time frame. It's a little hazy to me, guys. We have significantly moved up our invalidation of the 4-hour. We did bring it up into the 30. Did bring it up into the 33 quarters. But guys, with this new area of balance that's forming here between the let's just call it the 2175s on the Z, right, all the way down into the 70s, the 69s, guys. Failed initiative below that. I think that the first area that we're looking for is the 64s, guys, which is the middle of that balance area that we put in here. We did put it in a balance area. Did put a balance area in here between the let's call it 821, 820, 821, all the way up into the 824, 827s are when we broke out of it. So, guys, from the 78s, 2878s, all the way down to 2851s, I think the middle of that area of balance, up into the let's call it the 63, 64s. I think I think that's a good first area for us to be looking. I'm not sure that's going to provide us the kind of support that a 4-hour would. Remember, we do have the overlapping rotation from the 68, 69s all the way down into the I'm sorry. Wow, I can't believe I said 68. That was 2869s, guys. 2869s all the way down into the 2796s. So, middle of that area balance is the 33 quarters, 33 halves. I think that's where we're going to find a lot of support, but I think on the 4-hour we could see something at the 64s, 63s, and then I would be looking for those 33s lower. So that is that would be the first place I would be looking for along, is the 63s, 64s, and then back down into the 33s if we fail below that. So I do say it is a little hazy on the 4-hour, because we did have several days of overlapping price activity on the upper extreme and through the upper extreme of that 4-hour balance. Usually that acts as some sort of nice support on the on the way back down if we do go back down. Alright, guys, and then on the 30-minute time frame, when we man, that took a while to get through. 30-minute time frame, I think 30-minute is a little bit more, is a little clearer, guys. I think it's the 2894s, which is our previous that line that we put in here, guys. That price level that we put in here, the 2894 halves. That was our previous on the Z contract, previous all-time high that we broke out from. So I think trade back into that calls into question a lot of this move higher. So But yeah, I think that we're looking for a price pattern into that area, into the 94s. Guys, finally, I did put on a short lean bias this morning. I did put on a short lean bias, and let me talk about why. So let's go ahead over to the 5-minute chart, guys. You should have just seen me switch over to the 5-minute chart. We do have a larger area of balance here, guys. A larger area of balance that has formed right up here into the 27.15s, 29.17s. My goodness, my prices are just off today. 29.17s and a quarters. We failed initiative out of balance, and we came back down through the lower extreme. We did see price back up into the middle of that area of balance, perhaps a little bit higher, and we rolled over. We've seen 1, 2, 2.5 areas of balance, almost 3 areas of balance, because we did see that, one of my favorite patterns, guys, seeing that balance here in the morning from 4 o'clock, from 335s all the way through 605s this morning, balancing on the lows of that area of balance, and then initiative out of balance to the downside, guys. So we did definitely see something to the downside, initiative out of balance. I do think that we have a pretty large area here, looking for a price pattern on the 5-minute time frame up into the 9s, guys, up into the 9s, and the 9 quarters. We did get it. I was away from the computer while that happened, but we did get it. We did get that price pattern up into the 9s. So we'll see how that continues. Sustained trade above the 9s, take us up into the 10 quarters, 10 halves. But yeah, I think that is I think that is that would invalidate, if you know what I'm saying, that would invalidate that recent I think that would invalidate that recent short lean that we have seen in the overnight session, guys. So we will be keeping our eyes on that this morning. There's no new numbers, no more numbers, nothing more this morning until EIA, it doesn't look like. So I will check out on some of the other charts, but on some of my other calendars, but that's all that's posted here on the wall. All right, guys, let's move it on over and rock it on over, guys, to the NASDAQ. Yeah, guys, you can see on a 4-hour chart. I'll go ahead and zoom that 4-hour chart for you. We see 77.23 quarters as the high in the V8. We have clearly seen overlapping price activity lower, though, guys. Overlapping price activity lower, and all the way down to our 4-hour bias. Our 4-hour bias was touched for the second time recent, guys. Second time recent, all the way down to the 74.20s. We did see the 22s trade in the overnight session from Monday night into Tuesday. Is that correct? That is correct. And guys, we are up into we did see spike up into the middle of that area of balance, and we're starting to come back off, guys. If we cannot see sustained trade above that, I mean, we really, in order to put a 30-minute long lean back on, to reestablish that long lean, we need to see trade up above 76.28, 76.30, guys. We need to see sustained trade above that. But for the time being, I think that we do not have a long lean. We have no bias in the 30 minute. That long lean, of course, is still at 74.20. Below that, I think NASDAQ becomes more of a two-sided chop, even on the 4-hour time frame, guys. And then the 5-minute, I did see a price pattern here into the 16s, guys, into the 16s this morning. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So, guys, we did see a price pattern into the 16s. The trade up through the 26 invalidates that short lean for me. So we will be keeping an eye on that, and I will be managing that trade as the day goes along. We're seeing 9 quarters and 9 halves trade again in the ES, guys. I would definitely be looking for something up here again. I'll let you know if and when I do. All right, guys, this is a great time for us, as we're going to talk about the YM next. Guys, as we're going to talk about the YM, there it is. There's the YM on your charts. Guys, I think now's a good time to talk about the DAX and the FTSE. what do you know? What do you know? DAX is up 26, guys. 26.7. The FTSE is up 10. That's the first time in a while that we've seen the DAX and the FTSE both up at the same time. Not very often that happens, guys. ES is down 2 points. NASDAQ is down 1.25. And the Dow is down 3. We're virtually unched on the day, guys. We're virtually unched. All right, guys. We do have not so great volume, guys. 230,000 in the ESZ8, and we have 142,000 in the U8 still. So there is still that roll going on. Still seeing that roll going on here, but yeah, we are definitely seeing something, guys. So it's not quite as good as it has been the last few days, but we are expecting to see something in the way of continuation. All right, guys, let's jump on over to the YM. YM, guys, I have tightened up. So I have tightened it up. It does remain initiative out of bounds about that previous swing high where we saw previous rotation, guys, where we did see it. We did see that rotation all the way up into the 660, 25, 660. We're well above it, guys. We're trading 300s right now, guys. So where is the Dow? What is last trade? 299s. Yeah, so we are trading the 300s right now. We are a good 700 points above that that initiative area that we did talk about. So we're looking for a price pattern into 25,753 on the 4 hour, same as we had yesterday, guys. We did reestablish yesterday. We talked about how it was hard to put on a long lean bias on the YM until we got back above that 221 area. We did that with zeal yesterday. So now I have a long lean bias on the 30-minute, looking for a price pattern into 26,181 to 151. And why do I say that, guys? Why do I say that? 181 to 151. Man, that seems like a big zone to be worried about. Okay, so here's why. Here's the 181, guys. 181 is the middle of the previous balance that we saw, all the way from the 098s all the way up to the 261s, guys. Up into the 261s. So, guys, that is that's the first area. In the middle of that is the 181s. And then we did have that smaller area balance within that area balance, and that was the 151. So I think that is the zone that we're looking for. I think that price pattern could develop somewhere in that zone. I know it's a little bit wider range than we would like, guys. I know it is a little wider range than we would like, but I think price pattern could develop in and around there. And so I apologize for that. I wish I could make that a little more granular for us, but it is a 30-minute lean. Guys, finally, I do have a short lean bias on the 5-minute time frame on the YM. Why do I have that? You guys are looking at me like, you got to be nuts having a short lean bias. Yeah, well, I do. You know, and I'll explain why. Is because I do think that we did see trade down into the 161, which could very easily be. It was the upper extreme of the previous area of balance. I think that that's where we broke out from. I think that did clearly act as support 40 points lower this morning. But I think that if we sorry, I'm still on a 30-minute chart. When we get over to a 5-minute, to be a little more granular, is I do think that is the upper extreme. I think that did clearly act as our first area of support. But what I am looking for is a price pattern into the 298s to the 310s. And let me talk about why 298s to 310s. 298s are the first tiny area balance back into the area balance, and the 310s are the second. So, guys, I think that somewhere from here, from this, we're trading 305s right now. I think right somewhere in this area is where if we're going to see anything lower, I think from that 298s to the 310s are where it's going to happen. So I will be looking for a price pattern into there, guys. Finally, over to the Russell. And if it does not happen there and we continue higher, then clearly that I was wrong about that lean, and I know where I am wrong, right? Know where I am wrong, and I know not to continue to chase the market as it goes back up higher. All right, guys, so let's go over to that Russell. Let's flip it on over to the Russell. There we are, guys. So on the Russell, on a 4-hour, we clearly have a good area balance below, a good invalidation below that. We call that the 1698 spot 3s. ish, and I am going to say that's definitely support for us on the Russell on the 30-minute time frame, guys. I think that we actually, amazingly enough, we have a short lean bias on the Russell on the 30-minute time frame. We're looking for a price pattern into the 22s. If we do see trade back up into the 22s, I think that calls into question that short lean that we have seen. But guys, remember, especially considering that the 1720 spot 8 was where we was our previous high before we went up and made new all-time highs. So yes, Eric, yep, it sure has invalidated that short lean. We came off those lows by 6 points already this morning. Yes, I was wrong being short there, guys, looking for that price pattern into the 9 quarters. If we trade back through the 9 quarters, who knows? Maybe I'll consider putting something back on, but I would like to see a new low of the day before I reestablish that short lean. Yes, sir. ES has invalidated that short lean, so we are still on that long lean bias. Any pullback into the 28.94s and quarters, we are looking to be a buyer. All right, guys, we will modify that up shortly. And so we do have a short lean bias up into 1721 spot 8. Remember, 1720 spot 8 was where we broke out from, and a short lean bias on the Russell, guys, all the way up into the 18s, which is the middle of that larger area of balance that we saw yesterday. And trade back up into the 1718s. I'm looking for a short opportunity, guys. So that is what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing here on the 5-minute time frame. And that does conclude Chart Talk for the day. I hope that you guys do have a successful and wonderful trading day. And we will definitely be bringing the live broadcast to you here from the CME every single morning from 8 o'clock until 8:20 for Chart Talk, live streamed on YouTube. And additionally, guys, we will definitely be broadcasting all day, every day. You know it. We're here from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way through the close, and bringing that to you live. All right. So again, my name is Eric V. I am Hoi Soy. That is my chat handle. That is what they know me as. Guys, that does conclude the Chart Talk. It has been a Lost Child production. This is a Lost Child production. Will continue to be. That's right, guys. It is dedicated to my beautiful, wonderful, dedicated, and ever-growing son. Baby, I love you, man, and I will be part of your life again soon. Rock on. So yeah, that is Chart Talk, and that is the dedication. That is why I do what I do. Is for him and for you. So guys, thank you so much for listening in. I hope you guys have a wonderful remainder of your trading day. Those of you guys who are members, there's much more to come. Much more to come. 11 evens at 11 quarters. All right, guys, stepping away from now. Be back soon.